Central Boston Elder Services is celebrating an historic milestone of 50 years of helping elders and the disabled remain self-sufficient in their homes. Joining us today are Sylvia Exantis, Executive Director, and Royal Bowling Jr., Board President of CBES. Sylvia and Royal, welcome. Now, Sylvia, your organization is focused on helping seniors remain independent. What services do you provide to enable this?
So we provide in-home services. So anything that enables a senior to live independently in the home, from homemaking to doing some grocery shopping for them, personal companion, acting as a medical escort to take them to a doctor's appointment. All those types of services are the services that we coordinate.
So, Royal, who's eligible for services that the organization provides?
Anyone 60 years of age or older. That's our mandate from the state. As you know, elders are the fastest growing population, not only in Massachusetts, but in Boston. Right now, there are 88,000 elders 60 years of age or older, projected to increase to 140,000 by 2030. So it's going to be a consistent growth.
Growing population.
Segment. Oh, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, in fact, we had some more data from AARP. According to the AARP, Massachusetts unpaid family caregiving labor force includes 780,000 people. Caregivers are providing 730 million care hours a year, providing $15.8 billion of service to the elderly. Sylvia, what are the ways that caregivers should seek support?
Caregivers, at times, the job of being a caregiver is very a taxing one. And oftentimes, caregivers need just a group that they can speak with socially, or they might just need respite time too, to get some time for themselves to recharge. So those types of resources are resources that caregivers should really focus on.
And there's a lot of predatory behavior in our senior community. We've heard the term elder abuse being used a lot lately. What are your protective services?
Our Elder Protective Services program, so we get reports of abuse from anything from sexual abuse, physical abuse, financial abuse, exploitation. So our team goes out and actually investigates these reports and actually puts in services. It's basically crisis management, put in services to help these seniors, and the goal is to really keep them safe and get them out of a risky situation that they may be in.
One area, Royal, that seniors are particularly vulnerable in is the digital world. Lots of online scams, phishing. CBES also helps with digital literacy as well, right?
Yes, since 2007, Central Boston has been a pioneer in bringing digital equity to senior citizens. We were the first service organization that established a computer lab for the benefit of elders. And one of the subject matters that we cover is cybersecurity, how to detect scams. It's a big, big issue. And with the introduction of artificial intelligence, it's becoming more of a challenge. In fact, we're in conversations with AARP to sponsor a series of joint information sessions, both for the elder, but also for the caregivers, the family members, to protect themselves against these scam artists, because it is a big, big issue.
Now, Royal, the community was very instrumental in the founding of this organization back in 1974. Tell us about how CBES came about and what makes it unique.
Central Boston is very unique. Actually started the idea, the philosophy, the concept in 1959. And it started from black churches in Boston. They recognized that many of their parishioners were elderly and were in need of services. So they volunteered and set up a meals program, transportation program, a companionship program, all staffed by members of the churches, volunteers, no money. Okay, that merged into the Council of Elders, led by Minnie Ward and Melania Cass, and that eventually in 1974 we established the Central Boston Elder Services. We were chartered as an ASAP. So really, the gala event, 50th anniversary, is one part of it. But the rest of the story, 1959 and 1974, is the story that is really interesting as well. A group of women, black women from various churches, got together, set up a council of elders, and provide these services free to the community. And this went on for years. So really, the Council of Elders was the pioneer.
A pioneer. And
in
unique
home-based.
in Boston, as are so many nonprofits set up
Yeah.
and established to fulfill a need.
Absolutely.
Royal and Sylvia, thank you for joining us today. Don't forget, everybody, Central Boston Elder Services is celebrating its 50th anniversary with a gala on Saturday, October 26th. I'll be there as your MC. Check out WCVB.com Cityline for details.